Hi everyone, welcome to CET3116 Digital Technology for this semester, spring 2026. Welcome then. Okay, I'm gonna start briefly introducing myself. That's me, Robert Kennedy. I'm a senior professor and I've been teaching for more than 30 years. I'm on double 6 years at UCF in the Engineering Technology and Computer Science department. And then since 2010, fall 2010, I'm full time in Daytona State. Okay, my office is located in the ATC. It's the Advanced Technology Center. Okay, it's a detached building that is located in not exactly by the main campus. It's a detached campus. Okay, the extension is 4109. Okay, and for this semester, our hours are Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesday from 10 to 12, and from 1 to 3:30. Those are standard time. However, if you need to contact me and ask questions or an office hour, well, we can do that by an appointment. You can email me and the rest of the class using Falcon Online. And you can do that from the class page. I want to show you how. Briefly, what's exactly digital technology? It's a 4 credit class. And then it's an introductory course for the broad science of digital circuits and digital technology. So in this case, we introduce the theory and application of digital logic circuits. And these topics, introductory topics, we talk about number systems and codes. We, among those number systems, we use the arithmetic, so therefore we use binary arithmetic, Boolean algebra, combinational and sequential circuits, and hardware description hardware. Examples are presented using discrete logic components and programmable logic devices, PLD. So in a nutshell, what I'll be doing is introducing technology, digital technology. Okay, so and for that we need all this background, Boolean algebra, combinational algebra, and binary arithmetic. The prerequisite for this is Mac 1105. Okay. I'm going to be really brief in this. But we have several goals and objectives from the course, and then you by yourself should be able to explain all what you learn in the class. This is what I said, the first paragraph. So you have the basic tools to describe and analyze digital logic circuits. Not only that, you will be able to specify circuits using the ways to specify those circuits, those systems, through truth table, as one, Boolean algebra, and diagrams, logic circuit diagrams, and describe the functionality and characteristic of basic components available for the design. We also expect you to be able to apply basic theorems of Boolean algebra, like kernel maps. We want to see that at the 1/3, perhaps half of the class. And those are tools to minimize circuits. This is very important that when we reach a solution, not only the solution should be correct, but also the cost should be not high, so that it impedes the creation or the commercialization of the product, whatever. So minimization is a requirement for that. Then we want to be looking into static and sequential circuits. So combinational is normally what we refer also as a static. Is no timing involved in that, and then things like clocks, counters, and things that are dependent on the time are the synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuits. So we want to be looking into language description logic. That there's a couple of trends. One is the VHDL. That's the one I'm going to adapt, though I think I'm going to be also introducing the counterpart of that, which is the Verilog. And because Verilog have been reaching more and more presence, and the people, the scientists and designers are expressing certain preference for Verilog. But that's fine. So we have certain outcomes of the course, and those are the one that we presented, and then we offer to ABIT. So we are complying to these outcomes. So you can read carefully when I say it, but simply we need to know how to represent data in digital devices, or how do we represent numbers. So we know that we have binary, we have octals, we have hexadecimal, and so on. We know that the numbers are represented basically as a polynomial. So it's a number, and in this case, the base is what determines the radix of the polynomial. And then we want to be able to do arithmetic, binary arithmetic, like addition, multiplication, and specify circuits through the truth table. Okay, so several ways to specify the behavior of the circuit, and one is given a truth table. Okay? The other one is the circuit, the other one is the expression, like an equation. So we'll see that in terminus of the class. So there are, as I said, theorems to minimize, like use of Queen-McCloskey. We have tools like maps, which is a very, I would say, easy way to do the minimization. We are also focusing on the behavior of the sequential circuits. Okay, so we have two big segments. We have the combinational circuits, as I said, in which the time is not involved, and then we have the sequential circuits in which everything relates to time. Okay, so we're going to be looking into counters and shift registers and some other components. We want to design and implement circuits in a simulator using VHDL. Okay, in a simulator and also in the lab. For those of you who wants to go further, so whatever is the topic or what I'm going to be covering, you can, if you want, you can extend a bit your interest in doing things practical in the lab. That could be a great idea. What exactly is the assessment? Well, we have this outcomes from outcome 0, 1, which is, as I said, that's what we presented to the ABET, and then we are control basically for that. So we depend on how we show that we apply these principles in our courses. Okay, and then they got the certification. We are certified ABET. Okay, so the assessment we gonna have for those specific course outcomes. Here's that we want to be examining. Okay, so homework quizzes, and then the one more advanced, we're going to be using also lab assignments. For this class, there is a group project. That group project is very simple. Is one of the requisites of the ABET is to enhance the possibility or enhance the activities of group work. And then, well, that's part of what we can do. So one project that is done by a team. So that's what it's called a group project. Okay, so those are the 6 course outcomes and how exactly we want to evaluate. Okay, regarding the textbook, this is the textbook we have been using for the last 5 years. It's the Fundamental of Logic Design 7th edition, the Rolf and Kinney. It's really good. If you were thinking in continuing in the electrical engineering for the BS, you will need to deal with 2 more classes in digital. One is CET3192, 3198, I'm sorry. And the other one is digital programmable devices, which is it's not a regular class. You can see that's more like a non-mandatory class. Okay, but it's good. It covers more advanced those topics that we use in the year with more design applied. Okay, this is another one. This is if you were going to the discipline of electrical engineering. This is a book for the same authors of the first one, but covers more digital systems. Okay, and is with VHDL. Okay, no, you don't have to buy. I mean, there's a lot of reference that you. And this is the textbook for 3198. Just again, as a mere reference. Okay, this is another book that is not bad, but we simply use that in the first 2 semesters that we started teaching this class, and then we moved to the Roth because it's more. I think it goes better with our view of the class. Okay, we're going to be covering the following topics: the understanding the digital domain. We're going to be, as I mentioned, working with number systems and conversion between those systems and those bases. We're going to be looking into arithmetic or forms to do arithmetic and binary. Of course, logic gates. Everything is here based in Boolean algebra, and the Boolean algebra physically is carried out with logic gates. Then we go several type of circuits are combinational. They're not changing with the time. They're not synchronous or asynchronous. They're just simply static. Those are combinational circuits, and then we're going to be looking very into the minimization. Then we have 2 circuits with the spatial orientation for a specific function. That's a spatial function combinational circuits like multiplexers and decoders and some other things that are going to be in the course. And then we have timing. So sequential circuit means that it goes following a time. So we have the flip-flops, which is the basic timing device for the circuits. Then we use several flip-flops to create counters, and then we have also other type of counters and shift registers. As I said, we tentatively we're doing things with VHDL, but I'm going to be introducing also Verilog. Seems like, as I said, there's a clear trend that is Verilog is something that may be dominating the market. It's totally online. The class is totally online. We have homework, project, quizzes, exam, including the final exam that is going to be online. Okay, so therefore you need to be ready to go and act with the class in the page. Okay, this is the way. If of course you're watching this video, is because you found the way to get into there. All right. So everything is going to be done through here. Okay. Okay. This is the grading. The grading scheme. And we have 3 projects. See, 20%. We have one group project that you want to be doing with a group of students. The group is selected randomly, so 4 or 5 students, and then well, you simply get together, you simply plan and perform whatever you need to do as a group. And then one idea is that AVID requires, they are really into the fact that people need to graduate knowing how to do work in group. It's beneficial for the performance of the professional in engineering, mainly this type of engineering. So well, we have 20% of the classes in the projects, and then we have the first exam is 20%, the second 20%, and the final is 25%. And then we have homework. Every week we're going to have a homework, and this is how we calculate the final grade, okay, based on 100 scale. Okay, this is what we use for the scale. What exactly is an A or B, whatever, it depends on the range on the arithmetic scale that we use. Okay, this is maybe the last slide that I need to comment, because it gives you ways to get the class that you really take the most of the class. Okay, so see, you need to be on top of what the course is every week. Okay, even daily. So things change. I post a lot of information during the week, even weekend. So you need to regularly check the class. Okay? As soon as I post a video, watch it. And then if you have any question, and then you go to the books, or you simply do not understand, then you can contact me, and then I'll help you to do to help and see what the issue is and clarify whatever is needed. Okay, so watch the video as soon as they become available. Okay, you, for instance, can, for the video, one way that many students have praised the work is that they slide the class, they print that, and then they follow the class with notes. Okay, you want to have as I said, some homeworks in the class, depending on the semester. We're talking about 7. But once the homework becomes available, open, and even if you don't know really well the subject, you haven't reviewed it yet, open and see what it's all about. Okay, that gives you an idea when you review the material, what exactly should be, more important or with deserve more attention than others regarding the homework. Okay, so you need to work diligently, is that what we're talking about, every day until you complete the homework. If you have issues, well, you can use the discussion board and check if other students have comments over the situation. Of course, there's no, it's not acceptable to, interchange solutions and things like that. But no, see, one student can tell, well, I did this, and then just referring to the material covered in class. Okay, the other thing is go to the discussion board. It's very important. Some other students may have comments to do and may have reached situations similar to the one the rest of the class should be attending. Okay, and then they may know how to help. Okay, contact the instructor. Contact me if you still having trouble, and then do not wait. I'm not gonna get mad if you contact or you're gonna lose points. No. On the contrary. Okay. If you can come to my office, that would be great in person. Sometimes I have a board, and I have some other resources and books, etc. that may help to clarify whatever you have. If you cannot come to my office during office hours, well, that's fine. Email me, and then we see what we can do. Okay. Regarding the discussion board, please don't use that as a medium of communicating with instruction. So you say, well, no, I let a message in the discussion board. I go every day, more than once a day, to the email. I check my email, but discussion board, not that frequent. Okay, I do that certain intervals, but it doesn't guarantee. If you post something, it's not guaranteed it's going to be attended as soon as it was mailed. Please keep that in mind. Very important. Okay. There are some other things here that I think that I want to let you review by yourself, like a library. The course policies is important. This is the handbook, and then we're going to have a review of that in the course, the breakers. Okay, you're going to be asked for certain questions regarding many things of the course and all that, and some questions are regarding the student handbook. Okay, regarding regulations, and so you need to have access to that, right? Okay. Well, so course policies and everything, as I said, is part of what you need to be sure that you read and you know that really well. It's not for me to emphasize on that, but I expect you to have this really, really clear. Okay. So please read that. regulations and things that are recommended to do. For instance, if you have any objection, how do you do that in writing? What is the time that you be safe if you something that you are objecting or questioning or whatever, and don't let the time pass. Okay, so please really review this, and you're gonna have as I said, a quiz regarding the this part. Okay, the rules and regulations. Okay, we're gonna be using the course to web edition, which is basically probably what you are using now to watch this. So we expect you to know. That's kind of redundant, and but I need to post that, and then you need to read it and be sure that you know what it's all about. Okay. This is very important. When I say, "Oh no, I was working in the homework that was due last night, and I was working then the computer got, with a bug, or my hard disk exploded, or I don't know what." No. So we have that with sufficient time for you to complete the homework and to complete the assignments without that particular. So it's not excuse. And I put that in red, and all the professors put that in red, because there is it's kind of a requirement from us to let you know this. Okay. The same thing with the homeworks. Are due before the schedule due? No late homework will be accepted. Okay. Then the quality of the homeworks, if you need to do some circuits or drawings, it has to be professional. Okay, you can collaborate outside the class and debate course concept. However, all the homework must be completed and written individually. Okay, we don't accept copies. This is the way you learn. Okay, so okay, the same thing with the exams. The requirement. Please read that. Okay, the fact that I'm not discussing it doesn't mean that you are not required to know that. Okay, this is for the incomplete. Those are the situations that can be considered for an incomplete. Okay. See, incomplete, for instance, it's at the end, there's something happens, but see, incomplete is not giving some, if your grade is less than C. Keep that in mind, okay. The due, I'm sorry, it's not September, it's this Sunday, it's in the I don't know why this is not Sunday, September. Of course, we're in that would be on the 25th, January 25th. Okay, please apologize for this, but it should be Sunday 25th, okay, of January. I'm gonna okay, so I'm sorry about this, and well, thank you so much for your attention, Okay, don't forget, work on the quizzes and the discussion board for the icebreakers, and that should be done by Sunday the 25th of January. Okay.